chosen one. Jesus is trying to reach you right now. This message holds something meant specifically. Open now. You are not here by accident, and something within your spirit already knows that these words carry a weight that should not be ignored or delayed, because there are moments in life when heaven leans close, and this is one of those moments where something deeply personal is being placed before you with gentle urgency and quiet love. There is a reason your heart feels slightly stirred, a reason your thoughts have slowed down just enough to notice, because Jesus is not distant or silent right now. He is reaching, softly but persistently, calling your attention towards something that has your name written all over it. Type 2222 if you believe. There are times when life becomes loud and confusing, when pain and pressure begin to cover the soft whispers of faith, and yet even in those moments, Jesus continues to reach in ways that are quiet but powerful, never forcing, always inviting, always hoping that you will pause long enough to feel His presence wrapping around your soul like a warm light. You may have been tired, overwhelmed, or even unsure about what comes next, but this moment is not random, and this moment is not empty, because something meaningful is being offered to you with love that has never left you. If your heart feels even a little touched right now, take a second to like this video, because that small action is a way of saying you are open to receiving something good, something healing, something that could shift your direction in a way you did not expect. Jesus sees the hidden parts of your life that no one else notices, the silent struggles you carry without speaking, the thoughts that stay locked inside your mind when the world moves too fast to listen. And He is not standing far away from those moments. He is right there, closer than you realize, gently reaching into the quiet spaces where you feel alone. He understands your tears even when they never fall. He understands your questions even when they stay unspoken, and He understands your fears even when you pretend everything is fine. This reaching you feel right now is not something to push away or ignore, because there are rare moments when heaven opens a door without noise, without pressure, and simply waits for your heart to respond. And this is one of those moments where something is being placed gently into your hands, something meant for you, something that carries peace, direction, and quiet strength. You are not forgotten, and you are not overlooked, because Jesus does not lose sight of the ones He loves, and you are deeply loved beyond what words can fully express. There have been times when you felt like your prayers were not heard, times when waiting felt heavy, and times when hope seemed far away. But even in those seasons, Jesus was never absent. He was working in ways that your eyes could not see, shaping moments, protecting paths, and guiding outcomes that would one day bring you closer to where you are meant to be. Nothing about your journey has been wasted, and nothing about your story has been ignored, because every step has been seen and every tear has been counted with care. Type 1111 if you trust in God. There is something about this moment that carries a quiet shift, something gentle but powerful, as if your soul is being reminded that you are not walking alone, and you never have been, even when it felt that way. Jesus does not reach out without purpose, and He does not call your attention without reason, because when He draws near like this, it is always to bring something meaningful, something needed, something that aligns with the deeper part of your life that is still unfolding. You may not fully understand everything right now, and that is okay, because faith is not about knowing every detail. It is about trusting the One who holds every detail. And Jesus is holding your life with hands that do not fail, hands that are steady, hands that are filled with love that does not change with time or circumstance. Even when things around you feel uncertain, His presence remains constant, quietly guiding, quietly protecting, quietly loving. This message you are reading carries something more than words. It carries an invitation, a gentle opening for your heart to receive something deeper, something that can bring peace where there has been unrest, and clarity where there has been confusion. You are being drawn into a moment of connection, a moment where heaven touches your life in a way that feels personal, intentional, and real. There is no need to rush or feel pressure, because Jesus does not rush the hearts he loves. He simply stays near, patiently waiting, patiently reaching, patiently loving you through every stage of your journey. You are allowed to take this moment slowly, to breathe it in, to let it settle into your spirit, because something here is meant to stay with you. Something here is meant to grow within you. You have been stronger than you realize, even in the quiet battles no one saw, and you have carried more than you give yourself credit for, but you do not have to carry everything alone anymore, because Jesus is reaching not to watch you struggle, but to walk with you, to support you, and to lift what has been heavy on your heart. This is a moment of gentle change, a moment where something begins to soften, where something begins to heal. You are chosen, not because you are perfect, but because you are loved, and that love has never left you, not for a second, not for a moment, not even when you felt far away. Jesus is still here, still reaching, still calling you closer, still offering something that your heart has been quietly needing. This is not a moment that fades quickly or disappears without meaning, because what is happening right now is deeper than a passing feeling. It is a connection that is being restored, a closeness that is being renewed in a way that your spirit has been longing for. A newly revealed 7-second brainwave method, backed by neuroscience and once hidden in classified documents, is helping thousands activate their brain's wealth setting. People refer to it as the money magnet sound because of how quickly it appears to attract abundance. Click the link in the description and comments below to awaken the prosperity already within you. There have been days when your heart felt distant from peace, when your thoughts moved in circles and your emotions carried a weight that was difficult to describe, and yet through all of that, Jesus never turned away or stepped back from you, because his love does not weaken when life becomes heavy. He stays close in ways that are steady and quiet, allowing his presence to remain even when you could not feel it clearly, guiding your steps even when you thought you were walking alone through uncertain paths. This moment you are in now is like a gentle pause placed in your life, a space where you are being reminded that you are still seen, still valued, and still held in a love that has not changed, even through every struggle you have faced. Jesus is not only reaching to comfort you, but also to remind you that your story is still unfolding, and that what lies ahead is not empty or uncertain, but carefully shaped with purpose and care. Type 2020 to claim miracles. There are things that have been weighing on your heart for longer than you expected, things that you tried to carry with strength, even when that strength felt like it was fading, and yet you continued forward because something inside you refused to give up completely. That quiet strength within you has always been touched by the presence of Jesus, even when you did not realize it, even when you felt like everything was slipping out of your control. Jesus understands the parts of your life that you have never spoken out loud, the moments when you sat in silence, hoping for something to change, hoping for a sign that you were not forgotten. And he has been there through all of it, listening without judgment, holding your heart without pressure, and preparing a path that would slowly bring you back to a place of peace and assurance. You are not standing in this moment by chance, because something has been guiding you here, something has been aligning your steps toward this quiet encounter. As you continue to read, allow your heart to soften just a little more, because there is no need to protect yourself from this kind of love. This kind of presence does not harm, does not rush, and does not overwhelm. It simply stays, gently inviting you to feel safe again. Jesus is not asking you to be perfect or to have everything figured out. He is simply asking you to come closer, to let go of what has been weighing you down, and to trust that you are not alone in carrying what feels heavy. The peace that is beginning to rise within you is not something imagined or temporary. It is real, and it is being placed there intentionally, like a seed that will continue to grow over time, bringing strength, clarity, and calm into your life in ways you may not have expected. Even if your surroundings do not change immediately, something inside you is already beginning to settle, already beginning to find rest in a presence that has always been there. There is a quiet healing taking place within your heart, one that does not need loud moments or sudden changes to be real, because true healing often begins in stillness, in small moments like this, where you allow yourself to feel something different, something lighter, something more hopeful. Jesus is working in these quiet spaces, gently lifting what has been pressing down on you, slowly restoring what felt broken or worn out. Type yes to affirm. You may have wondered why certain things happened the way they did, why certain doors closed, or why certain paths felt longer and more difficult than expected. But there is a perspective that you are beginning to step into now, one that allows you to see that not everything was meant to harm you. Some things were meant to guide you, to protect you, and to bring you to a place where your heart could receive something better. Jesus does not waste any part of your journey. Even the moments that felt painful or confusing have been held with care, shaped into something that will eventually make sense in ways you cannot yet fully see. You are being led into a deeper understanding, not all at once, but slowly, gently, in a way that allows your heart to adjust and grow without feeling overwhelmed. There is also something important about the way you are feeling right now, because it carries a sense of calm that is different from what you have experienced before, a calm that does not depend on everything being perfect, but instead rests in the quiet assurance that you are being held by something greater than your circumstances. This is the kind of peace that Jesus brings, a peace that stays even when life is not fully settled, a peace that reminds you that you are not alone in what you are facing. You are allowed to rest in this moment, to let your thoughts slow down, to let your heart breathe without carrying every worry all at once, because Jesus is not expecting you to solve everything right now. He is simply asking you to trust that what is meant for you will not be taken away, and what is needed for you will be provided at the right time, in the right way. There is a gentle reassurance being placed into your spirit, a reminder that your life still holds beauty, still holds purpose, and still holds moments of joy that you have yet to experience. You are not at the end of your story, and you are not stuck in what has already happened, because there is still movement ahead, still growth ahead, still light ahead that is waiting to meet you. Jesus is reaching not only to comfort you, but to walk with you into what comes next, to guide you step by step, without rushing, without pressure, allowing you to grow into the person you are becoming. You are not being pushed forward, you are being gently led, and that kind of guidance brings peace instead of fear. A 7-second brainwave practice, once reserved for select circles and concealed in classified files, has now been made public, and many describe it as the 30-second miracle. Experts say it awakens a dormant brain center connected to wealth and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it is taken down from the internet again. This kind of change is not loud or dramatic, but it is real and lasting, because when Jesus moves in your life, he often works in ways that are gentle yet deeply powerful, creating a shift that grows stronger with time rather than fading away. You may not fully notice every detail of this transformation right now, but something within you is already becoming lighter, already becoming more open to peace and hope. There have been moments in your past where you felt like you were carrying everything on your own, where the weight of your thoughts and responsibilities felt heavier than your strength, and where it seemed like no one truly understood what you were going through inside. Even in those moments, Jesus was not distant. He was quietly present, walking beside you in ways that you could not always feel, holding you steady when your strength felt like it was slipping away. His presence did not disappear just because you felt overwhelmed, because his love does not depend on how strong or weak you feel in any given moment. Now, you are being brought into a space where you can begin to release some of that weight, where you can slowly allow yourself to stop holding everything so tightly, because you are not meant to carry every burden alone. Jesus is reaching not to place more on your shoulders, but to gently take some of it from you, to give you a sense of relief that you may not have experienced in a long time. This is a moment of soft surrender, not in a way that feels like giving up, but in a way that feels like finally being able to rest without fear. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. There is something deeply comforting about realizing that you are not being judged for your struggles, not being criticized for your doubts, and not being pushed away because of your imperfections. Jesus does not approach you with harshness or expectation, but with understanding and compassion, knowing that your journey has not been easy and that your heart has carried more than it should have had to carry. He meets you where you are, not where you think you should be, and that kind of love creates a space where healing can truly begin. You are being reminded in this moment that your worth has never changed, even through the mistakes you may have made or the times you felt lost or uncertain. Your value is not based on what you have done or what you have achieved, but on the simple truth that you are loved deeply and completely, in a way that does not fade or weaken over time. Jesus sees you as you are, and still chooses to draw near, still chooses to reach out, still chooses to stay close. As this understanding settles into your heart, you may begin to notice that the fear you once held so tightly is starting to loosen its grip, that the anxiety that once felt overwhelming is beginning to quiet down, and that the heaviness you carried is slowly lifting. This is not something you are forcing to happen. It is something that is naturally unfolding as you allow yourself to receive the presence of Jesus in a more open and trusting way. Healing does not always come in sudden moments. Sometimes it grows gently, step by step, until one day you realize that you are no longer carrying what once weighed you down. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There is also a sense of direction that is beginning to form within you, even if it is still faint, even if it is not fully clear yet, because when Jesus reaches into your life, he does not leave you without guidance. He gently leads you forward, not by pushing you into something uncertain, but by opening small paths that feel right, paths that bring a sense of peace rather than confusion. You may begin to notice small signs, small moments of clarity, small feelings of reassurance that guide you step by step toward where you are meant to be. You do not have to have everything figured out right now, because your journey is not meant to be rushed or forced into clarity all at once. Jesus understands that growth takes time, that trust takes time, and that healing takes time, and he is patient with you through every stage of that process. He does not expect you to move faster than you are ready to move, and he does not expect you to understand everything before you take the next step. He simply asks you to keep walking, to keep trusting, and to remain open to what is unfolding. There is a quiet strength growing within you, one that is not loud or overwhelming, but steady and reliable, a strength that comes from knowing that you are not alone, that you are being supported, and that you are being guided by something greater than your own understanding. This strength will carry you through moments that once would have felt too heavy, and it will remind you that you are capable of more than you once believed. As you continue forward from this moment, you may begin to notice that your perspective is changing, that you are seeing things in a softer and more hopeful way, that you are less weighed down by what has already happened and more open to what is still to come. This shift is not accidental. It is the result of a presence that is working within you, quietly reshaping your thoughts and your feelings in a way that brings peace rather than pressure. Jesus is not only reaching to comfort you in this moment, but to prepare you for what lies ahead, to strengthen your heart so that you can step into the next part of your journey with confidence and trust. You are not being left to figure things out on your own. You are being guided with care, step by step, in a way that allows you to grow without fear. Jesus is not only near you in this moment, but he is working within you, reshaping the way you carry your life so that it feels lighter, calmer, and more grounded in something unshakable. A rare 7-second morning ritual, previously hidden in classified documents, is re-emerging, and people are already sharing accounts of swift financial advancement. It takes almost no time, yet it triggers a dormant wealth switch in the brain that most people never use. Click the link in the description and comments now to access it before it vanishes. There were times in your past when you felt like you were walking through long stretches of silence, where nothing seemed to change and nothing seemed to answer the quiet hopes you held inside your heart. Those moments may have felt empty or confusing, but they were never meaningless, because even in silence, Jesus was present, gently preparing something that could not be rushed or forced. Growth often happens in places that feel still, in moments that seem quiet, because those are the spaces where your heart learns to listen again, where your spirit becomes open to something deeper than noise and distraction. Now you are stepping into a season where that quiet preparation begins to reveal itself, not all at once, but slowly, in ways that feel natural and right for you. You may begin to notice small changes in how you respond to things, how you think, and how you feel, because something inside you is becoming more aligned with peace rather than fear, with trust rather than doubt. This is not something you are imagining. It is the result of a presence that has been patiently working within you, guiding you toward a place where your heart can finally begin to rest. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. There is a gentle invitation in this moment to release the need to control everything, to let go of the pressure to have all the answers, and to allow yourself to simply trust that you are being led in the right direction. Jesus does not require you to understand every step before you take it, because faith is not about seeing the entire path, it is about trusting the one who is leading you along it. When you begin to release that need for control, you create space for peace to grow, for clarity to form, and for your heart to feel lighter. You are not behind in your life, and you have not missed your moment, because what is meant for you has always been guided toward you in ways that are aligned with your journey. Even when things felt delayed or uncertain, there was a purpose in the timing, a reason behind the waiting, and a deeper plan that was unfolding beyond what you could see at the time. Jesus does not lose track of what belongs in your life, and he does not forget the desires that have been quietly resting in your heart. Type 2323 if you agree. There is also a sense of renewal beginning to rise within you, like a soft breath of fresh air after a long period of heaviness, bringing with it a feeling that something new is starting to take shape. This renewal is not about becoming someone completely different, but about rediscovering parts of yourself that may have felt distant or hidden, parts that carry joy, hope, and quiet confidence. Jesus is gently bringing those parts back to life, allowing you to reconnect with a version of yourself that feels more whole, more peaceful, and more aligned with who you truly are. You may begin to notice that your heart feels more open, that your thoughts feel less crowded, and that your emotions are becoming easier to understand and hold without feeling overwhelmed. This is the result of a healing that is taking place within you, one that does not force itself, but grows naturally as you continue to trust and receive the presence that is guiding you. Healing is not about erasing everything that has happened, but about learning to carry your story in a way that no longer weighs you down. There is a quiet strength building within you that will carry you into the next part of your journey with a sense of calm and assurance, even when things around you may still be shifting or changing. This strength is not loud or forceful, but steady and reliable, allowing you to move forward without fear, knowing that you are supported in ways that go beyond what you can see. Jesus is not only walking with you, but strengthening you from within, preparing you for what lies ahead. As you continue to move forward, you may begin to notice that the things that once troubled you deeply no longer hold the same weight, that your reactions are softer, your thoughts are clearer, and your heart feels more at ease. This is not because everything around you has changed, but because something within you has shifted, allowing you to experience life in a way that feels more peaceful and less overwhelming. Jesus is gently reshaping your perspective, helping you see things through a lens of hope rather than fear. You are not expected to carry your past into your future in the same way, because there is a release taking place, a gentle letting go of what no longer serves you, making room for something better, something lighter, something more aligned with the life you are meant to live. This release is not forced. It is a natural part of the healing that is happening within you, allowing you to move forward without the same burdens you once carried. There is also a sense of quiet confidence beginning to grow within you, not based on external validation or circumstances, but rooted in the understanding that you are supported, guided, and loved in a way that does not change. This confidence will help you take steps that once felt uncertain, to trust yourself in ways you may not have before, and to move forward with a sense of calm assurance that you are on the right path. Jesus is not only reaching to comfort you in this moment, but to walk with you into a future that holds more peace, more clarity, and more purpose than you may have expected. You are not being left behind or forgotten. You are being gently led into something that is unfolding with care and intention, something that is meant for you in a way that is deeply personal and meaningful. As you hold on to this moment, allow yourself to trust that what is happening within you is real and lasting, that this peace is not temporary, and that this guidance will continue to lead you forward in ways that bring calm and assurance into your life. You are not alone, and you never have been, because Jesus has been with you through every moment, gently guiding you toward a place of healing, renewal, and quiet strength that is now becoming a part of who you are. What if abundance had always been influenced by a hidden brain signal, buried in classified records and never fully disclosed to the public? This frequency is now creating new pathways, attracting opportunities, and reshaping lives faster than expected. Thousands are already using it to draw wealth like never before. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brainwave today. There is a tenderness in your spirit now that was not there before, a softness that has slowly replaced the tension you once carried, and this change is not accidental or temporary, but the result of something deeply loving working within you. Jesus has been patiently guiding your heart toward this place, not forcing anything, not overwhelming you, but gently leading you into a space where you can finally feel safe again. This safety is not based on everything around you being perfect, but on the quiet assurance that you are not alone, that you are held in a presence that understands you completely. There was a time when you felt like you had to be strong all the time, when you believed that showing weakness meant losing control, and so you carried everything quietly, even when it became too much. You learned to hide your pain behind silence, to keep moving forward even when your heart felt tired, and to pretend that everything was fine even when it was not. Jesus saw every one of those moments, every hidden struggle, every silent tear, and he never turned away from you, not even once. Now you are being invited into something different, something that does not require you to carry everything alone or pretend that you are always okay. This is a space where you are allowed to be real, where you are allowed to feel, where you are allowed to rest without fear of being judged or misunderstood. Jesus is not asking you to be perfect. He is simply asking you to come as you are, because his love does not depend on your strength. It flows freely into every part of your life, even the parts you have kept hidden. Type Amen if you feel this. There is a quiet release happening within you, a gentle loosening of the grip you once had on fear, worry, and control. And this release is allowing something new to take its place. You may begin to notice that your thoughts are becoming calmer, that your heart is not racing as it once did, and that there is a sense of peace that stays even when things around you are uncertain. This is not something you are forcing to happen. It is something that is naturally unfolding as you allow yourself to trust the presence that is guiding you. Jesus is not rushing you through this process, because he understands that true healing takes time, that trust builds slowly, and that your heart needs space to adjust to something new. He walks with you at a pace that feels right, never pushing you ahead of where you are ready to go, but always gently encouraging you to take the next step when the time is right. This kind of guidance brings peace rather than pressure, and it allows you to grow in a way that feels natural and steady. Type yes to affirm. There is also a deep sense of comfort beginning to settle into your life, one that goes beyond temporary relief and touches the deeper parts of your being, where your fears once lived and your doubts once held power. This comfort is not based on circumstances, but on the understanding that you are supported in a way that does not change, that you are loved in a way that does not fade, and that you are guided in a way that does not fail. Jesus is placing this comfort within you, allowing it to grow slowly until it becomes a steady part of who you are. You may begin to notice that your reactions to life are changing, that things that once overwhelmed you no longer carry the same weight, and that you are able to move through your days with a sense of calm that feels new and refreshing. This is the result of a deeper connection forming within you, a connection that allows you to experience life in a way that is more peaceful and less burdened. Jesus is gently reshaping the way you see things, helping you to focus on what brings peace rather than what brings fear. There is also a quiet sense of hope beginning to rise within you, one that does not depend on everything being perfect, but on the understanding that your life is still moving forward, still unfolding, still filled with possibilities that you have not yet seen. This hope is not loud or overwhelming, but steady and reassuring, like a soft light that continues to shine even in moments of darkness. Jesus is nurturing this hope within you, allowing it to grow stronger with each passing moment. You are not the same person you were before, even if the changes feel small right now, because something within you has shifted, something that cannot be undone or reversed. You are becoming more open, more peaceful, more aligned with the presence that has been guiding you all along. This transformation is not about becoming someone else, but about becoming more of who you were always meant to be, free from the weight that once held you back. There is a gentle confidence growing within you, one that is not based on external approval or circumstances, but rooted in the quiet understanding that you are supported, that you are loved, and that you are being guided every step of the way. This confidence will help you move forward without fear, to trust yourself in ways you may not have before, and to take steps that once felt uncertain. Jesus is not only reaching to comfort you in this moment, but to prepare you for what lies ahead, to strengthen your heart, so that you can walk into your future with peace rather than fear. You are not being left to figure things out on your own. You are being gently led, step by step, into something that holds meaning, purpose, and quiet joy. As you continue to hold on to this moment, allow yourself to trust that what you are feeling is real, that this peace is not temporary, and that this guidance will continue to walk with you. You are not alone, and you never have been, because Jesus has been with you through every moment, gently leading you into a life that feels lighter, calmer, and filled with a sense of quiet assurance that everything is unfolding as it should.